As always, we spent our time sifting through cyberspace, and here's what the net threw up this week.
This week, we're geeking out over this, the trailer for MotorStorm Pacific Rift, a racing game where it's not just about beating other cars, but nature too. From lakes to lava, you've got to fight it all in this game, and it's definitely one we want to get our hands on.
Now in Rock On, you saw him as killer drummer who really liked his metal. Turns out, Purab Kohli likes his metal in real life too, except he likes it on two wheels. Alright, so on the show today we have someone who became a bike enthusiast only 2 years ago. Say hello to Purab Kohli who's running.
Hello, Juvi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
I'm just telling everybody that you've just become a bike enthusiast about 2 years ago because you bought this little baby then.
Yeah, actually, people always ask me, oh, so you're a biker when they see my helmet maybe tagged to a bag if I've gone for a meeting. And I said, no, I'm not a biker, I'm just riding my bullet. I didn't know how to ride bikes. I used to be afraid of bikes, to be honest with you, because my mother never allowed me to ride a bike.
Right.
I was once told that I'd rather throw you out of the 8th floor than to buy you a bike.
Really?
When I was in college.
So when did the rebellion begin that you actually went and bought the bike?
Only about 2 years ago.
And she was okay with that?
No, she was not actually. She wasn't. I used to ride bikes in Goa. Whenever I went to Goa for holidays, I would get a kinetic Honda. You've seen me probably on one.
Honda,
yeah.
Not a bike. I don't know why everyone calls it a bike.
Yeah, but anyway, that's the biker.
Okay.
The next time I went to Goa, I hired myself a Bullet, which was a horrible bike. It was still a great ride. Every time I would ride it around, I'd be so happy. And then in the middle of the night at 3 o'clock, when it would stop and I would be stranded in the middle of nowhere, I'd be like, fuck!
To hell with the coolness, get me my tiny back.
And I came back to Bombay, and in a month I bought this bike. In the fear of being stranded again, not being able to start the bike, I got an option which is with your push start button.
Right.
Very honestly, I think I always use the kick. It's more fun. It's really quite simple to start the bike with a kick.
Did it take you a little getting used to?
Yeah. It took me, I think, about 6 months to get used to the kick.
Really?
Yeah. I couldn't. I mean, the first 6 months, I would try kicking once, try kicking twice, and then I would be like, okay, and then I would just push start the bike.
Yeah.
So I walked into the showroom and I said, now there's so many bullets to buy from, and the salesman, who was a very good salesman, I must say, he looked at me and said, sir, आप bullet क्यों खरीद रहे? So I said, एक तो मुझे आवाज़ बहुत पसंद आती है. I love the sound of the bike. और दूसरी, it's great balance. So that's what I did. I got the most basic Electra, which is a 350, and it's riding beautifully for 2 years. It just gets better. It's smoothing out. It's lovely. And yeah, I rode it for about 6-8 months in Bombay. And about 2 months ago, me and a friend of mine, we went off for this long bike trip. Did about 300-400 kilometers. We went down riding on the coastline of Maharashtra. First day was very painful because the first day we rode about 150-200 kilometers. No, not bum. Yeah, it was gone. And the first day both of us were walking around holding our asses like that. So on the second day we rode only 7 kilometers. We said we're not riding more than that. Third day we started riding again.
And you got used to those?
Yeah, and then on the fifth day we rode back completely, the whole distance, about 250 kilometers straight back we rode.
And no bumming?
No, it was gone by then. I mean, now we've gotten much more used to the bike. The bike has gotten used to me. You know, I think that's important.
You're talking like a true bullet biker now, huh? So you think you could take me for a ride?
Absolutely.
No pun intended.
No, absolutely. Yeah? Come on. You know, I met a cop once. I was riding, and the first time a cop stopped me on the bike. And I said, oh, okay, the first time I'm being stopped. So I stopped the bike and I put my helmet up and I said, you know, you're the first cop who stopped me. So he looks at me and says, I'm not stopped you, I'm asking you for a lift. Drop me till the front.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So then I got chatting with him while I was riding, and I said, the cops used to have bullets now, you don't have bullets anymore. And all. He's saying, yeah man, what bikes they were. For 5 minutes after that he spoke about how good the bike is and how they used to ride, and nostalgia happened. And now we have bikes that because of average we have to ride those bikes and all. And then I said, do you want to ride my bike? Just to lagao some maska. And he says, boss, तुम्हारा बीवी और तुम्हारा बाइक किसी को नहीं देना चाहिए.
Oh my God. Did you ever think of getting it modified? Because
no,
a lot of people get it into a one, get a bigger tank.
I've thought of splitting the seats, I must be honest. I've thought of painting in different colors.
What color?
I like white, so I was thinking like a whole white. But very honestly, even with the cars I've owned, I've always tried to keep everything basic. Alright,
Are you off?
I'm off.
Okay, Purab, thanks.
Kiss the helmet.
Oh.
See you.
Alright, so that's all we have time for this week, but stick around because you could win a nifty Sony PSP. Adios.
Participate in the Eneos contest on Times Drive and you could win an exciting Sony PSP. Just answer this simple question. Which bike does Purab ride? A. Pulsar, B. Bullet, C. Charisma. SMS Drive space your answers as shown on the screen to 58888 and stand a chance to win cool Sony PSPs from Eneos, Japan's #1 engine oil, now in India. Here are the winners of the Eneos contest for episodes 1 and 2. From Firozpur, Punjab, Saurabh Narang. And from Pune, Maharashtra, Shreyans Surana.